Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Eternal X Wolfpack Paranormal, the podcast. I'd like to give a big shout out tonight. Let me say this real quick. I got to take it down here real quick. To Mr. Joshua Moore. He's the one that created the new theme song for the Eternal X Wolfpack Paranormal. Check him out. Definitely go to Earth Core and check out Joshua Robert Moore. He did an amazing job on the new theme song for the Eternal X Wolfpack Paranormal. And thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Also, tonight we have in the house NSPSTV Paranormal and their host, Mr. Terry Kozier. Hey, Terry.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. How are you?
All right, great. Right, I'm doing all right. Hey, man, glad to be on the show this evening.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely. It's been about, 2 months since I last talked to you guys?
Yeah, it's been pretty close. We got Mr. Nathaniel Elwell in the house from All Access Network Television. He's got a great, amazing show. Check his show out as well. Yeah. What'd you think of the new theme song?
I liked it. Now, don't be upset if I take it and crop it and make it my own.
I don't know. The guy that gave that to me, he's making an album, and that's part of his album he's making, and he let me have that section of it. Hello, Joe.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I like it. I like the visual effects on it too.
Yeah, he did an amazing job with that. So definitely go check out Mr. Joshua Moore. Actually, my brother went to school with him when we were in high school.
Oh wow! What 8 years ago?
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while for sure.
Well, it seems like only like yesterday for me. A blink of an eye.
Yeah, it's been over 32 years, 34 years.
Get out of here. It ain't been that long.
Yeah, I'm going to be 54 this year.
Wow. Well, man. 54 is a good age.
It's not too bad so far.
I haven't got there yet, but hopefully I'm planning on getting there one day.
Yes. Well, hopefully your co-host will pop in here in a little while. Irene, we'll see.
It's pretty early over there. Either she's drinking coffee and pops in when she's done waking up.
Network Paranormal Society. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing tonight?
What up? That's my man. What's up, Joe?
So, Terry, got a question for you. How did you get into the paranormal?
Well, it kind of fell on my lap, to be honest with you, man. I love everything haunted. I mean, Jason Voorhees is probably one of my favorite serial killers. So it kind of like fell in my lap, man. And, I've been rolling with it ever since. Not to say that I did have my moments where I kind of doubted it a little bit, but, I kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, I actually liked growing up watching horror movies back in the day, and especially Jason Voorhees.
Hey, yes. I hope you did a shout out for his birthday because his birthday was Friday. So I hope you did a good happy birthday to him.
Most definitely. He will be actually coming on my show May 24th.
Oh, really?
Yep, Mr. Stokes will.
That is cool. Now, do you know how many people played that character in the whole trilogy?
I'm wanting to say maybe 3 now since Mr. Stokes has taken over.
Yeah, I was going to say 4. There was probably 4 that played Jason. All of them were, they didn't say much. They just stood there, but they were pretty good at what they did.
Yeah, the new guy that has taken the mantle, his name is James Stokes.
I'm gonna have to look him up, see what he got going on.
Yeah, like I said, he'll be coming on my show May 24th, and we'll have a discussion with him when time comes.
Now, please tell me they're not rebooting that whole series. I don't think I could take another reboot.
I'm not sure what they're planning on yet. I know that he's got several movies or a few movies out now.
Mm.
So we're going to have to see.
Yeah, that would be a totally. That would be. I don't know how I would feel if they did a reboot on that. No, but
I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool depending on what it is with the effects they got now compared to the old. But I still like that old eerie sound when he goes stalking people because he never chases anybody.
no, dude, how can somebody? He just takes his time. He Cadillacs and just shit. He just walks up and just does whatever he does. I mean, I respect him for that, man, because everybody else runs after their victims, and he just chills. He ain't in no hurry. He's sitting back drinking a beer or whatever, and just tell you, hell, I'll get to you when I get to you. And eventually, he's gonna get to you. And I can't say much about all the people that swimming nude in the lake. With of course, you see him standing on the side on the beach, and you still go up to the beach. I don't understand that, but you know.
You can't criticize old classic horror movies, man, because I mean they're iconic now, especially Friday the 13th.
Yeah, they all of them are. Even the ones that didn't make any sense were still iconic. How in the hell Jason takes a space shuttle up into space?
I think he got stowed away on there somehow, if I
Yeah,
remember.
something he got stowed away. I can't believe
It's been a
he
long
just
time since I've seen that one. I
yeah
think
he
one of
just
my I
crazy.
think one of my best Friday the 13th ones I liked so far was the girl that had the telekinesis,
Telekinesis. Yeah,
and she and Jason were going right at it.
going hey, that just pissed him off because he couldn't control her. He couldn't do nothing with her. He's got these things attacking him. He can't like what the hell a rope? What the hell's going on? Yeah, that was pretty good. I love that. But part six is that part six. Jason lives when Tommy goes digs him up. I think that's six.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, dude. If you guys ever get a chance to, I'm a big soundtrack guy. If you guys ever get a chance to listen to that soundtrack, that whole soundtrack is awesome. I mean, it got some songs on there that you never would even think about listening to, because it didn't come out on regular radio, but dude, it has some great music on there.
I have to agree with Nathaniel there with Jason X. He said Jason X would have been so much better if the metal suit was featured more than what it was.
To be honest, I have not seen Jason X.
Yeah, so
Gives me a
that
reason to want to go watch it tonight.
yeah, I like that whole series because, like I said, I like the old classics, and he's my favorite icon for horror right now.
But what they need to do, man, they need to go back, and I'm just throwing this out here. Hollywood, don't, whatever you do, don't get a burr in your ass to actually go do that. This is just a thought. They didn't really focus on his mother at Jason's early childhood and his mother. I think they need to go back and just do a movie just on that. I think
That would
because
be all
that
right.
right there would play that would play a lot. You know,
Like maybe when Jason was younger and before his accident.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be great question, Nathan. I'll be happy to answer that question for you. Uh, the one thing that kills me about the paranormal community, there is not a lot of there's not a lot of not I mean I'm not saying there's not a lot of knowledge, but news wasn't getting out like it should have been. And I figure if I started a podcast, I would be able to generate a lot of information, because me personally, I think podcasters are at the front lines of this thing we call the paranormal community. Uh, Without podcasters, how would information be generated if you think about it?
True.
So podcasting is like news to me. So I was like, man, I don't hear enough news about this. So I decided to start podcasting to start generating information and things like that. I also, I'm also curious about what other organizations have to say, and what they think about it. So I kind of put that into that, and I turned into like a CNN, if you want to put it like that. Yeah, so that's how I started podcasting.
That's cool. That Nathaniel was going to ask a question that I was going to ask you next, so he already beat me to that.
Yeah.
I know one thing that I think is really cool for your podcast is you got amazing background back there. You've got your banners going and everything else going.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. It took some work for me to do that. Uh, you know, I'm actually sitting in a closet. The closet is big enough where I can put everything on there. So yeah, every now and then I wanted to go to more like a modern type feel, and cause I know I see you guys see a bunch of games here, but I
Right.
wanted more of that professional feel. So I want to be able to change the venue up a little bit. Like maybe like have a little bar in the back with the liquor in there. The same
Yeah.
thing that Sean Ryan had. I don't know if you guys watch Sean Ryan,
Yeah.
but he
I've
has
seen it.
that whole bar set up over there, dude, and it looks so cool. So I was thinking about doing that, but I'm like, damn, I don't have enough room in my damn light in my kitchen, in my dining room to set up all the lighting and everything. Then I'll have to take it down and put it back up. Yeah, so I decided just to keep it like this. You
Well,
know.
I think it looks pretty cool. It looks like a radio broadcast booth right there that you're in, and I think that's kind of neat. The only thing you're kind of missing is the mic that hangs down there, that the radio announcers use, but otherwise that's cool.
Actually, I got one. I got a sound bar actually right above me. But I am not that tech, advanced. So I put it together, and I'm like, I got everything right, but it wasn't feeding into the way that I wanted. So I got frustrated, put it back in the box, and put it back on the top shelf. So for me, every now and then I might use this, but most of the time I just use the mic from the cameras that I'm using and go from there. Keep it simple, man.
Yeah, I think that's really cool though. Like I said, I just use my VR background on mine because right now I'm sitting in the kitchen at the island, and that's why I use my VR background. But I thought that was really cool with the way you got that banner and your logos going up in the background right there. That's cool.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Hey, that's some hard work from my sons who managed to do all that. And shit, even if I wanted to change it, I wouldn't know how.
Mm.
And plus, dealing with the thing I hate about Android phones are limited compared to what iPhones can do. With iPhones, I can connect to all these things, and I can change them. Androids won't let you do it.
Huh. That's
So
interesting.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck with, which is cool. I'm stuck with that, But if I want to change the colors or make it faster or make it smaller, I literally will have to spend $300 to $400 to go buy a new iPhone or wait till my son get home from college to have him change everything. Which I'm not gonna do that, But it's one of those things.
Yeah. So when you go out on your investigations, do you do anything special before you go out on them? Like,
Uh, You mean pre and post investigations?
Yeah.
No, not really. I really don't do anything special about it. I just make sure that everything's good to go. I'm not leaving anything behind. Everything that I need. You know what? The craziest thing is I try not to take all the equipment. I just try to take the things that I know that will fit towards.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn, the thing that I think that will fit to that particular investigation. If I know I'm having an outdoor investigation, I'm not gonna bring nothing that is for indoor
Right.
or vice versa. So I kind of make sure that the setting is right before I head out. But yeah,
Do you have any favorite piece of equipment you like to use?
actually, my scare bear is probably one of the most things that I use that is more successful. Uh, I use that, but I use this more than anything.
Right.
This is the one thing that I use most of all. This and this and this and this. I use everything that my body has to offer me to make sure that I have a successful investigation. Well, whether I catch anything or not, if I don't catch anything, I think that's a successful investigation, especially in the residential
Right.
case. I think that's two thumbs up. Now, if I catch something, then that's a wholly different situation. Now I got to go into another segment of another situation on what we need to do, who it is, why they're there, and all stuff like that. But other than that, I try to keep the two separate.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, last Friday night, I actually went on an investigation with part of the OG of my original team. We got together and went out to Peoria to an apartment complex, and a lady was having some issues there, and we caught some high EMFs in there for sure. And but the only problem is we didn't get a lot of activity on the REM pod or the cat balls or anything like that. And she kept asking, "Is there something bad here?" And I was like, "No." I said, "It doesn't have a heavy feeling to it at all." And I said, "You're not getting a super lot of activity, but I mean, I know your father comes around because he's passed away. We've done an investigation in another location where she used to live, and so I told her to take some crosses and gave her some crosses, some obsidians, and told her to put her intent into them. And we christened her apartment before we left, so nothing could really hurt her or harm her or something come in there that shouldn't be coming in there.
Okay.
And she just kind of looked, and I said, "Make sure you put your intent into them because this is your apartment. It's your place. It's where you live. So definitely put your intent into it and make sure you manifest it into these crosses. And we're going to put them throughout your house." So then she was asking a little later because she also had some weird voices coming over her phone. But I know here lately, because I've had some issues with my phone, I had to get a new one. The SIM cards are going bad in them, and it makes it sound like the devil's talking to you or something's coming over. And it's picking up some weird vibes and frequencies on the phone where it's sounding like wah, 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 like Charlie Brown's type.
Like the Charlie Brown teacher, or not the Charlie Brown teacher, but more Nanny. You remember Nanny?
Oh yeah,
Muppet Babies, wah 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 wah. Yeah.
yeah, with the kind of the deep devil pitch to it, just enough where you can understand it a little bit, but it's like, what the hell? And I was like, there's nothing here that's going to harm you.
How?
Hey,
Quick
Morgan.
question. How old was those apartments that she was living in?
Oh, they used to be part of the church at one time where the nuns lived in there and a few other things along with it. And they, an orphanage too.
So
And,
it was pretty old then.
oh, yeah.
Because the reason I'm asking is whenever we investigate a residential case and we get readings like that, And the reason why certain people get readings like that is because the walls are so thin, and inside those walls, the wiring is so bad because Lord
That's
knows.
that's one of the other things we picked up for sure. Um, was the wiring because it's so old and maybe had the old paper wiring and the tube wiring in it.
Hmm.
And we told her, kind of keep an eye on things like that because we'd walk into a room and it's like you'd get that hit with that EMF as
Yeah,
soon as you walk in. We also went down toward the basement area and Lisa felt something down there. And I started walking down the steps and the first thing I seen was 4 panel boxes for energy sitting on the wall all together. And I was like, it's causing a squirrel cage right here.
yeah. And a lot of people that don't know that, they would quickly think that something's going on. They would quickly
Oh,
think that way because they get this anxiety in their head, and their head just feels a certain way. They feel a little nauseated. Yeah, so you wouldn't believe, man, how EMF would do things to you,
because that's one
especially
thing.
if it's
That's
not
one
if
thing.
it's not insulated well.
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely told her. I said, when there's high energy readings coming from certain locations, like in your apartment, it's going to give you that dizzy, weird feeling sometimes. And people don't realize that either.
Or it makes you want to go to. I've seen some of it where it just makes you want to go to sleep.
Very true. I have seen that happen. I have seen that happen as well. It's like they just kind of pass out because the energy is so high, it's just
Yeah,
draining them.
makes you nauseated. And next thing you know, you feel like you're drunk. So what do you do when you're drunk? You either do two things: you go to sleep or you raise hell. Most of the time, they go to sleep. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hello, Christopher J. Brown. A lot of the All Access Network television guys are in here tonight. Thanks for stopping in.
Yes, please. Thanks for stopping in. I
But
really
yeah,
appreciate
I mean, I've seen that happen, and then I told them, you need to get a hold of your landlord and have them check these out and get them under control because if not, it'll keep getting you sick too.
it. Not only that, dude, all it takes is one big rodent to go in and get zapped, and that can start a fire. One thing leads to another.
Oh yeah, definitely, most for sure, definitely for sure. Has there ever been a location? Excuse me, a location that you've went to that is just so strange or bizarre that it made you really wonder what was there?
You know, uh, let's see here. We mostly focus on nursing homes and places of healthcare. So every place that we went to, well, when you're dealing with the healthcare facility, you're dealing with the vast amount of individuals that different cases. You got people that died from old age. You got people that passed away from whatever the case may be, but it's never one of the same. And these nursing homes and are places where people sometimes go to pass away. Man, you get uh, different things. I mean, you just get so many different emotions going through you. And there's one particular place where that we went to, and we were able to do a an hour investigation before we had to leave the location. It was that bad. I mean, we've actually and we were doing a collab with the team out of Houston called well, I forgot the name of those ladies, but man, nursing. The thing about post nursing homes where you're dealing with people from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, these guys here aren't really into females being in their territory.
Mm-hmm.
females being in their space. Because back in those days, men were the orderlies. Men were the ones that came in, changed their bed sheets, took care of
Mm-hmm.
them, bathed them. Women didn't do that until recently. So having these women, most of it's my fault because I use them as guinea pigs. I'll send the women in there and like, hey, go see what you can do. Most of them come out with dizziness or they feel like they're going to faint because they're not wanted in there. But when I go into the location, everything's okay. I mean, everything's like, oh wow, yeah, man. I mean, I got a couple cat balls when I used to use cat balls to investigate. They would go out, come on, but nursing homes are the places that I don't know if you guys up in the north ever get a chance to investigate a nursing home or any kind of health facility where there's death, tragedy, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we use, that's down here. But dude, it's a totally different feel, man, because you got so many different types of emotions coming at you at one time because nobody's been in that location and everybody wants to reach out to you, talk to you, communicate with you, touch you, feel you,
Mm-hmm.
rub your head, and all that stuff. And then, and throwing the women into that situation, it just gives them anxiety and they just want to come out because it's something that the spirits aren't used to.
Yeah, I teamed up with Phantom Pals and we went up to Melbourne Manor up in Melbourne, Iowa. And that place used to be a nursing home in there too. They took care of some people in there. And we got some pretty cool evidence when we were there as well, like the shadow person that chases the women down the hall. We got a
Mm-hmm.
little bit out of him. And then we got some of the children that used to actually be there too, that the dead man bell would ring and stuff. So that was definitely interesting when we went down there, or I should up there. But yeah, being in one of those locations where people have died and passed away has definitely got a lot of energy, especially a lot of possibly um, residue energy, is what I call it, from relapsing energy that's been sitting there for a long period of time and has not left. Um, but yeah, definitely. So there's a there's a location here where I live at in Galesburg, Illinois. I'd love to get into, and they got it under condemned right now, and they won't let anybody into it. But it was St. Mary's Square. It's like 5 floors of a mental hospital,
Mm.
and I'd love to get into it before they tear it down. But the odds are getting slim to get in there because the town won't let you go in it.
Well, I'm all willing to pay the security guard $200 to let me investigate the place. Here,
Well,
man.
there's no security guard there, but there's a lot of, how to say, homeless people actually sneak in there and they stay there. That's one of the issues they've got with it. Plus, some of the places in there, the floor is getting ready to collapse. The concrete's bad in there in certain levels, but and plus water damage. But I'd love to get in there. They even got the old kiln where they used to burn the bodies at there as well. Hey, Kimmy. But I'd love to get into there, but I don't know if it'll be possible. I'm going to keep trying though.
Yeah, that's all we can do is try, man. It's all we can do is try.
Yeah, for sure. Has there ever been a place that you've been to that when you stepped out of the car, it's like, what the hell? I ain't going to do it. I'm leaving.
No, because I'm the type of guy that takes on all challenges when it comes to investigation. Whether people tell me, Terry, you shouldn't go into that place. I am a big believer in uh, doing what I got to do. So I'm really don't let anything or anyone tell me otherwise. People say that's going to be my downfall,
Mhm.
you know, but until that time comes, I am going to keep pushing uh, my destiny as as a paranormal investigator. There's nothing, that I have not seen before that, I'm not afraid of. I'm actually, like you're saying, I'm more afraid of the living than I am the dead. So, uh,
I could say that sometimes, for sure. For sure. The dead actually treat you better sometimes.
oh yeah, definitely. And a little bit more respectful too, if you're respectful to them.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's one thing I'm sure you don't do. You don't antagonize or torment a spirit. You'll.
No, because Sean, I really don't see a reason to. I don't see a purpose into doing that. You know, uh, to me, I've always been that respectful person. Whether somebody disrespects me, I've always been that respectful person. And antagonizing and criticizing and being so judgmental of one person I know that has more power than I do, what is the point? I don't see a point in that, not whatsoever. I mean, if you really want to, you know, go into a location and, you know, say crazy things to people, then uh, start off with your grandmother or your mother first, as I might say that. If you're gonna disrespect someone, disrespect them first, and see what kind of results you're gonna get
Oh
from
yeah.
them. You know what I'm
You'll
saying? But other than that, nah, I don't see a purpose.
yeah,
I'm way too respectful for that.
get the wooden spoon across your backside.
Yeah, or get that house shoe on your damn back of your neck.
Or tell you to go out and get a stick and bring it back because you're going to get swatted with it for sure.
Yeah, and don't come back with no small stick, or they gonna send you back out to get another one.
Oh yeah, the old ways sometimes I think is the best ways to do things for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're unable to do some of those old ways. I think the world would be a better place if we went back to those old ways of doing things.
I think some of the things that helped me the best is for discipline wise is martial arts when I was in it, and that kept me pretty solid there. And being in football, being in track, and being disciplined, and you know that definitely kept me on track for sure.
Well, sports. I have to admit, sports did keep me on track. I didn't have a father to teach me anything that like a man should be taught, so I pretty much had to teach myself. But the things that I did learn, I learned on the run. The one thing that I always learned is always look a man in the eye.
Oh yeah.
And when a man told me that, he said, "Son, look at me." So when I was looking down like this, and he just said, "Hey, man, never look with your head down. Always look a man in his eyes." And that's something that I've taught my kids that. No matter what the situation is, show respect and always look a man in the eye and always shaking with a firm hand.
Yeah. One of the things, they said the eyes are the key to the soul. So, I mean, and it's definitely true because sometimes when you look into people's eyes, you can see right down to the core.
Yeah, and you can tell if they're lying or not because people that normally look that are lying will look off to the left or look off to the right. They can't look you straight in the eyes and try to figure things out. That's how I know when my wife took more money than when she did. Like, oh, you can't tell me that. Oh, well, look at me. She's
Mhm.
like, huh? Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, you ain't got to tell me. I already know.
Well, we have somebody that actually popped in backstage, your co host here, but I don't see her in the screen. She must be hiding.
Yeah, she's hiding.
We'll see her come back here in a minute. She must be doing something.
Better late than never.
Well, true, for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about these paranormal teams that how do I say, fake evidence.
Fake evidence. Now AI generated evidence, thinking it's so obvious. The thing about today's generation, Sean, people don't want to put in the work.
Very true.
People don't want to put in the work. They want to have everything handed to them. And to me, that's not fair. That's not fair to me. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to my co host. And that's not fair to anybody that came before us that laid this foundation for who we are and what we are today.
I
You
definitely
know,
agree with that. I definitely agree with that because I definitely can't stand it when I see shows and you can tell that things have been fixed or rigged, and you know, that they lose my respect doing that because I'm in it for the knowledge. I want to know what's going on. I want to learn what's going on for sure instead of faking stuff just for ratings.
yeah, that ratings is it's good if ratings are only good in one situation if you're in Hollywood.
Right, for sure.
In Hollywood,
Well,
that's the only thing you it's good for.
we're gonna pick on your co-host here. Hello, Miss Irene. How
I
you doing?
hot.
Hot. I
Yeah.
told Terry to send the heat down here. You can do that anytime. I'll send you this cold weather in a heartbeat.
No, 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 no. Then I'll send you some hurricanes. Then I'll send you some rainy season stuff. I'll send you some monsoon season if you want.
Well, we're getting the raining stuff right now, but yesterday, like I told Terry, I woke up in the morning and had snow on the ground. It was gone by noon and storming last night, and get up this morning and it's storming again.
Ugh.
It can't figure out what it wants to do here.
Nope.
Mhm.
Gwen is saying, "Hello, Irene."
Eh.
Let's see. Mr. Christopher J. Brown here's got one. Do you think residential hauntings can still respond intellectually, or is it true just a replay of events, in your opinion?
Yep.
Me and Irene has totally two different theories on that. You know, now when you talk about residential hauntings, are we talking about something that's going over and over and over and
Hmm.
over again?
Yeah.
So we're talking about residual haunting.
Yeah. Residual. Oh,
You
I
know,
said residential, didn't I? It's residual. I
now
misread. I misread it. It does say residual. Yes.
now okay, Christopher. This is my theory, and I'm gonna let Irene do her theory. My theory is residual haunting is something that it's played like a kid. We were all kids at one time, correctly? So, what is the one thing that you do to get your parents' attention or get someone's attention? You do things over and over and over again until somebody says, "What do you want?" So, my theory is energy is over and over and over again until somebody picks up on what this spirit is asking.
Mm.
That is my theory. Now, until it really happens, it's going to keep doing over and over again until someone says, "Yes, how can I help you? What can I do for you, man? Is there any way that we can solve your problem?" And a lot of people don't even ask that question. The first thing they say, "Oh, this is residual," and then they'll go on their way. They'll leave. They'll do whatever, but they never stop to ask the question, "Hey, is there anything we can do to help you?" That's what I think a residual haunting is. And sometimes, and the residual haunting can be intelligent, but it's all based on the answer to their question. And no, like I say, nobody answers their question. This guy is putting out a signal. He's putting out the question. Why is nobody's answering?
True. A couple different ways you can kind of look at that. I mean, if actually a spirit there to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
it's trying to give you the pieces to figure out what's going on or what happened to them, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because it keeps giving you that image, it keeps repeating it over and over again. Unless you can get it to acknowledge you, like you said, ask it if it needs help. What do you think, Irene?
I've done that before. I've asked what happened, and I asked, "How can I help you?" And it still keeps on going over and over again. So even if you ask a question, it still repeats itself like a gunshot, like a lady screaming. Um, we have a place here in Japan where a bad samurai had a maid, and she the man got the samurai had 100 plates, and he broke and one broke, and so he threw her off the cliff. The residual noise came off of her as her counting the plates. When she goes up to 99, she cries, and she counts one, two, three again, over and over again after midnight.
Hmm.
Okay.
And
But have
you
anybody ever thought about taking her a plate to replace the plate that she brought? Can you imagine giving her a plate to break that cycle?
well, these were special plates from England, so
Well, I mean,
they're
at that
old China.
point,
Yeah, I
a plate is a plate. We'll give it to
know
them.
these special plates, and they're very old, and you cannot stop her from counting, because she does it even to this day.
Hmm.
The plates are held in a Buddhist temple, and it cracks every once in a blue moon on its own for no reason. Um, so there is that residual energy that comes off, and she cries. And the thing is that men can go and pray, but women can't, because she's a jealous spirit who doesn't like women. And it's just things that happen here that um I don't know. But even if you ask her, "How can I help you?" and say, "Here's your plate," she'll keep on crying, and she'll keep on counting. Even to this day, her energy, her thought, her mind is still in that era and in that frame. So she will keep on crying, and she will keep on counting up to 99,
Hmm.
and go whimper whimper and go one, two, three again.
That's a lot of plates.
Yeah,
Yeah, most definitely.
yeah. That's
I
all I.
asked I asked Terry earlier the same question I'm going to ask you, Irene. How did you actually get into the paranormal field?
I'll tell
I
you
mean,
lightly. Really can't really talk about it. I always had this ability because my mother passed it on to all of us children, more me than my brother. And I was possessed twice. I lived in a really bad haunted condo. 18 people have jumped to their death from the 12th floor. And we moved in when my son was 3 years old. No, 5 years old. And portals opened when he saw somebody jumping off the building. And ever since then, I kept on hearing to unalive myself. And when I started hearing that, then I knew I could hear things. And I didn't see anything, I just heard things. And afterwards, it got worse. until we moved out
Hmm.
uh, in October, and then we moved to here. In fact, we kind of like bailed. We ran away. We ran out because we left half of our stuff because I didn't want to bring my stuff here to this place, and I didn't want to bring the energy
Robert.
to this house. It was really bad. Um, it was for me. It was hell on earth
Hmm.
because everyone started getting sick, and then I got really sick, and I got possessed I got harassed every 6 months. Something bad would happen to me, and yeah, that's why I got into it. And then I was talking to uh, a Scottish witch. He taught me how to deal with what I was going through and to either embrace it or to perish. So I decided to embrace it.
So when you originally got your abilities passed down to you from your mother, did you think it was a curse?
No, because my son is very intuitive. Things started happening to him that you don't even want to have things done to your children. And uh yeah, so I had to be a mother. I had to be strong to support him because I knew that it's true, and I did believe in the paranormal world, and I did believe what he was going through was a part of his, I don't like, initiation, would you say? And yeah, so it was hard for all of us, I think, because I kept on getting sick. My son kept on getting sick. Everyone was going through their own, I don't know, their own feelings of what to do, how
Hmm.
to cope with it, how to live with it. When we moved here to this house, I decided to help people because what I went through was really horrible, and I asked for help, and nobody would help me except the people from the UK would embrace me and taught me things that you could never learn. So I decided to help everyone else because I could be helped. It
Hmm.
was it was a bad time in our lives. We lived there for 21 years, and yeah, you would never want to live through what I lived through, and I call it hell on earth.
So how do you feel about it now, at present day?
I love the I love helping people, and I love right now. I could talk to the dead. I could see. I could um. I could go to someone's houses. Um, by just mentally. Okay, I forgot how you used to call it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could do many things that I didn't think I could do, and I could heal also. So yeah, I love it now, and I want to help more people because I couldn't be helped, and nobody could help me. So I turned this around and said, you know what? I'm going to help other people, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to support everybody else. And I've helped Terry. Um, I helped a lot of people too, and I helped the dead, the dying pass on so they can have a better life in the spirit world. I've helped a lot of dead children find peace and harmony in heaven. I don't know. I've crossed over a lot of spirits, and you know it's rewarding for me, and it's
Awesome.
sad when you find a child who doesn't want to go through any more surgeries and saying to me that I'm tired, I don't want to do this. then you can make the decision whether you want to stay or not. And so she died, and she was just a little baby. She was born 3 days ago, and she died, and she was happy, and she said, "Thank you for helping me." And older ladies coming to me, "Thank you," and they just left when they crossed over. So it's rewarding in that sense, but it's sad in another sense because you see a lot of children. Mine is I see a lot of children. I see a lot of children who have passed away for just some darn reason, and eh, it's a heartache. But you learn how to say, okay, one case, good, you help that person, and then let's move on to the next one. But yeah,
That's awesome. Now, I know that Terry and you are far away. You're clear across the world. How did you two meet?
John, you really? John, I had to ask that question. Hey, dude, it's gonna take us 4 days to answer that question.
Okay, short terminology, my friend.
you tell them.
Ooh, where do I start?
Well, start from the podcast.
Okay, believe it or not, Sean, I was on a podcast, and this was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago, and I was on a podcast, and I was talking to. Actually, I tried to look for this particular podcast, but I couldn't find it. Because I'm right now, I'm probably into like my 500th episode on a podcast. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, so I'm about that on mine too.
And I just happened to look in the comments, and I seen Irene make a comment, and it says Tokyo, Japan in there. And I'm like, oh wow, Tokyo, Japan. I'm like, well, thank you for joining the show. And I left it at that. I didn't think of anything else. I didn't know Irene from Adam or anything. The only thing I know is what I saw in the comments, and we left it at that. Okay, almost 2 weeks later, I would say. No, I would say like a month later because I think I met Noreen in November and
Hmm.
December, January, February. 3 months later, uh, I had my wife had an accident and she passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that, but
And so going through that whole situation, I was sitting on my couch and I didn't know what to do. I mean, I didn't know how to go long because I've been with someone for so long. So I didn't know what to do at that time.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what do I do? How do I pick up the pieces? I know I've got kids, but they got their lives to live also. I understand that they lost their mother, but I lost my wife. I understand. And, so I just sitting there and I'm trying to figure out how am I going to put the pieces back together. And all of a sudden,
Tim?
hi Tim, all of a sudden I get a text and not knowing who, didn't know who she was. Because at that time, you don't think about the people that you talk to on a podcast, Sean. You're thinking about the here and now.
Right.
And I picked up the phone and she's like, my name is such and such, such and such. And I don't even know how Irene found me.
Hmm.
I don't know because I didn't have her as a friend on social media. I don't know. Maybe she saw the comments that were, and I don't even know how she found the comments on my page because if you were not friends, you're not going to see my comments.
Right.
So with that being said, Irene messaged me. Like I said, I don't know how it happened. She messaged me and said, "Hey, I can help you." Milo, what are you talking about? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, how can you help me? What can can you bring her back? Can you pull that off? If you do, I give you anything you want. But she's like, I can help you I can help you communicate, and I'm like, okay,
Hey, Tim.
hi Tim. And so I decided, something told me to pick the phone up because Irene said, call me. And I called her and she introduced herself. She told me what she can do, whether I believed it or not. And she said, well, this is what we're going to do, Terry. You're going to send me a picture of her and I'm going to reach out to her and I'm going to communicate with her. I'm like, well, like how? Through a telephone? You're going to vision? How are you going to do this? And she said, don't worry about it. Leave that up to me. And so I did it. I sent her a picture and she described my wife to a T. What she looked like, what color she was, what kind of hair she had, everything. So everything that she's telling me, uh, I was like, okay, yeah, that's her. But then again, I can understand the skeptics because I did send her a picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do understand the skeptics. But as we got into details, she was saying things that I've never sent her before. She was telling me things that I've never. Why would I tell Irene anything about my family if I don't know her like that?
Right.
So as time went along, certain information started coming out, and I was able to honestly say I started trusting her because at the time, like I said, you're more of a skeptic than anything. And as time went along, I like, man, this woman do has a certain gift that she has, and I am able to communicate with my wife past that veil, and I've been doing it ever since.
Talk, tell, tell how Grandpa came in the picture.
Oh, it was a big argument, big
Hmm.
argument. Now you might think that sounds strange too, but we had an argument. It was me, several other spirits that Irene didn't know anything about, but was related to Penny, to my wife, and they came in to view. And this very strong uh, entity came in and just told us to stop. It ain't all this BS is just too much. Just stop. And me not thinking, I didn't know who this person was. I've never met my great grandfather before.
Hmm.
As far as I know, it could have been somebody else.
Right.
But he he painted a picture to Irene on what exactly,
Hey, Tammy.
hi Tammy, exactly on how he lived his life, what he looked like, who he's married to, how many children. He presented that all to her. And once again, I know there's skeptics out there. People ain't always going to believe what people say, especially something
Well,
like
Kurt.
this. How you doing? And and at the time, it was hard for me to believe, Sean.
Yeah, I would understand that, but that would be hard to believe. Some people don't really believe in that. But after my girlfriend passed away, I know exactly how Irene does that, and being able to talk to him over the veil because I do that with her all the time with my girlfriend that passed away, and she's the one that showed me actually how to do it.
Yeah.
After she passed, she come back. She says, "You're capable of doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and when you want to see me, come see me."
Yeah.
And but yeah, 3 days after she passed, she was standing in my dining room,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the first full apparition I totally seen standing in my dining room.
Grandpa, s- well, his wife did not cross over. Okay, and and I said, I thought, well, I got Grandpa here. Uh, with your permission, can I cross Penny over? I don't ever do anything voluntarily. I always ask permission, either from the person, either from the spouse or from the family member, like if it's their child or whatever. And Penny was haunting her grave, right? Because she
Mhm.
wasn't at peace yet.
Right.
And I said, okay, Terry, maybe I can bring Penny to Grandpa. Maybe Grandpa will accept her. And he said, yeah, please do. So I did. And now Penny's here and Grandpa's here, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, and they helped me on my cases too. So they're working really hard. And I'm working really hard, and I don't get a day off ever since then, right? Yeah, because one of Penny's relatives passed away, and 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh please! And I saw Penny, and I saw Grandpa chasing her away. And I woke up and said, "Jeez, I didn't sleep at all." I said, "Oh,
Mhm.
Terry, I'm blaming this on you." He goes, "Ha ha 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 ha." Ha." Yeah, and ever since then it's been like, well, you know,
Yeah. You got a question here from Tracy Lynn. It says, Irene, I believe I was on your podcast once. You're overseas, right?
hmm
That's what she's asking you.
yeah, yeah, and it's just one of those things where you can't get rid of it.
You know,
it's
who the
Once it
crazy?
once that opens up, it opens up
yeah,
and stays open.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
I don't mind it staying open. I don't mind it. It's okay for me, but and then I said, Terry, you know what? I said, where'd you go? And he goes, oh, and, I said, you're not supposed to go there, or I tell him, be careful. And then he got really sick, and I said, okay, Terry, I gotta help you, and he had a Native American arrow embedded onto his side. And I said, okay, yeah, you've been marked. I gotta heal you, and we gotta get rid of this. And yeah, it took 6 months for him to get better afterwards, and it was really hard. So, I've been doing this work, and I've been helping him on his cases, residentials, a lot of residentials. I've been helping him in his residentials where the home owners having problems. And okay, let's do this. And then he said, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" Of course I didn't see it. I can't see anything. I'm busy with my eyes being closed. And I do things with not closing my eyes, and I work that way. And I said, I didn't see anything. Like, no, he goes, the lights are flaking. I go, okay, that means that it's working. What I'm doing is working.
Most definitely.
And yeah, and then the homeowner's happy now, and he says, thank you, and no problem since then. It's been a wild roller coaster ride, and I enjoy myself, and I enjoy what I do. And there isn't a day that I don't want to stop helping people, even if I'm exhausted, still will do it. And yeah, it's part of my life now.
It's awesome. That is awesome. So it's at the top of the hour, guys, and it's flown by really quick. But I've got two more questions for you guys.
sure.
Terry, what is one thing that you would recommend to a new team when they're starting out?
You know, patience, patience. Don't jump into any and everything. Uh, you know, take your time. And the best thing is believe in what you see and what you hear. Don't
Hmm.
always believe in these devices that you guys are spending thousands of dollars for.
Hmm.
Believe in the things that you were given, which is your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Uh, that's what I would tell uh, somebody who's wants to venture into this. And don't always jump to every little thing. Don't always jump to every investigation because a lot of investigations might not be right for you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I say that is some cases you might not be able to handle.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's easy. It's communicate and patience.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell people that all the time. Don't jump into something that you know you can. Another thing, the worst feeling that another team gets is when that team has to come back and clean up your mess.
Oh, I definitely agree with that 110%.
Because, and I'm gonna tell you, because the team that's got to clean up your mess, they're not happy about
I've had to do that a few times already, but yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
agree on that 110%.
Yeah.
it. So you gotta be careful on what battles you need to pick and what
Hmm.
battles you want to fight.
Choose your battles wisely.
Irene, what
Yeah.
do you recommend to a new team starting out?
If you're gonna go someplace, make sure you protect yourself and don't always go for the biggest haunted place that there is because you can't bite off what you can't chew, right?
Hmm.
And do it wisely. Don't go when they're giggling and laughing and think, "Oh, look at that! There's a bunch of spooks here." No, 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 because they can come after you as hard as they want to, and they can hurt you, and they can make you very sick, and they can even unalive you too, right? So
Hmm.
just be careful and do it wisely and do it respectfully. It's like if it's your house, right, and you have passed away, and I'm going into your house, I'm gonna go mess around in your house. Would you be happy? No, you'd be
True.
pissed as a you'd be so mad you wouldn't used to get the hell out of my house, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the truth, and
Hey,
you know,
what are you doing?
be respectful and say, I know this is your place. I know this is your domain, but I've come with all respect to, I would like to talk to you. And if you have anything you want to say to me, please tell me what you want to say. Or if I can help you, I would love to help you if you need help. And well, why would you be haunting here for the reason? And is there something that you're upset about? Or whatever the case is, find out why and find out how, and do it with the utmost respect, and see if we can help each other. See if I can help you, but just don't go in there willy nilly and do something stupid because you're gonna pay for it in the end. I'm serious because I've helped a lot of paranormal investigators who went in certain places and they got very sick, and including Terry got really sick too, and a lot of other people who got very sick too, and they nearly passed. They nearly died from what happened to them, and you can't just because they're dead doesn't mean that they can lash out and hurt you, because they can indirectly, and you will find yourself in a whole lot of problem. Well, you'll find yourself 6 feet under the next day, too. So that's why I don't investigate in this country, because they can be very jealous and they can be very vengeful, and they can hurt you. So I don't investigate in this country. I only investigate overseas, as the spirits are a little bit different there and a little bit more calmer, more, I call it tame. Yeah, because we've got a lot of dark entities here, and we've got a lot of jealous entities here, and it's not really the best place to be alone, because I'm alone
Right.
and I don't go anywhere by myself. But Hey, this is what I do.
For sure. One last question, guys. Terry, one thing you'd change in the paranormal field if you could change it.
What I would change? Oh, that's a good question.
Don't steal that one.
No, 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 no. I would change the way that people put their information out. I would change. I would put in it that you can't use social media for bad habits. I would change that. It should be a way where you can use social media for the good, but not the bad in the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I would do it. Oh well, the good and the drama. Well, I have no problem with the drama because I figure that you need it. But I just think that the way that we're being treated in the paranormal community by each other, yeah, it's a give and take. But and I think that's one of the reasons why the scientific community has not accepted us yet because the way things are run
Uh-huh.
in the paranormal community. I think once we get that fixed, I think we'll be okay. But it starts with negative negative things on social media. The way that people post, false evidence. There should be a way on social media where it
Yeah.
should detect where the evidence is false, good or bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in it for the clout. I don't care about the clout.
Yeah,
That I don't care about that. What I do care is the right people putting out the right information.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Irene, what was one thing you would change?
Mm. Don't think if you're using capitals, just because it beeps doesn't mean the spirit's talking to you. Poor kitty cats that lost their balls for paranormal society. Yeah. Um.
I remember I was on a podcast once and we were talking about cat balls, and the host of the show thought we were talking about real cat balls. He didn't understand that they were toys that you use to contact the spirits with and have them light up. He thought maybe we were cutting off cat balls and using them for something. I
Yeah.
won't tell you which co-host that was or which host that was, but
Oh,
I
I
thought
have.
Oh. Oh. You know what? I'll dig it out of you the other way.
it was pretty funny though that night for sure.
I don't even
Yeah.
think my cat. I don't think my cat got balls. I don't know. You got balls?
Yeah, but I mean,
If not, the old host may have had cat balls.
but
Yeah.
just
Balls right
because
up.
it beeps, just because it lights up, just because it flickers doesn't mean it's from a spirit. Doesn't mean it's gonna talk to you. And I don't know. I'm a person that doesn't like equipment or doesn't use equipment. Terry uses equipment, so it only validates what I can hear and what I can see. It sometimes it can't. Sometimes things go off for a number of reasons. The wind, if you're outside the wind, or the air conditioning goes off and it makes a breeze, and it's not always the spirits trying to communicate in you. And you're not saying, "Oh, thank you, spirit, for telling me that." And they go, "Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, you need help." Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like equipment because some old spirits in this country don't like equipment, and told me you didn't put it away. I said, okay. So I was gathering these beeping toys and I was putting them away in my bag. My husband said, what the heck are you doing? Oh, nothing. Like,
For
don't
sure.
ask.
I
So
mean,
it,
because cat balls, people uses them all the time, but let's be logical. Let's think logically, guys, for a minute. When you use a cat ball, majority of the time it's on the floor.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk around, it can create that and that
Oh yeah, the vibration of the floor will trigger it. Yeah.
yeah.
And let's talk about how old some of these locations are. I'm talking about some of these old houses, some of these, and I'm not talking about the big sanatoriums and penitentiaries that, because I've never been to those, but I do know some of these places where the places are built early, late 1800s. You guys got to realize that the foundation, not the foundation, but
The
the
floorboards
walls,
creak,
the
you know.
walls aren't as thick. So any
Right.
little bit of vibration that it feels, and that cat ball, some of them are hella sensitive. All
Mm-hmm.
it takes is a simple shake,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
like, oh. If
Yeah.
you put it in front of the door, if the door in the bedroom has some kind of shift where the bottom of the floor you can see up under it, or maybe it's just a crack up under it, draft coming through that door activates. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many different scenarios you can use
Hmm.
with, that's why I've kind of went away with cat balls, and I
Hmm.
use things that are a little bit more hard to activate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a little bit more hard to, uh, you know, and if they do go off, that's actually proof that, because I don't think a gust of wind can just do that. I'm not saying that a vibration from an 18 truck, 18 wheeler that's
Oh yeah.
going by outside of the truck won't do it,
Yeah.
because when
Oh
those
yeah.
things fly, everything vibrates.
No doubt.
Yeah.
For sure.
You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? So people needs to take in consideration. And I'm not saying that cat ball is not a good device. When they first came out, they were good. Everybody had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the cat ball factory went from 300 to 3 million overnight.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. For sure. For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Simple toy turned into equipment for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Guys, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show tonight. Terry,
no problem.
where can they find you guys at?
They can find us at NSPSTV Paranormal Podcast on. Let me see if I'm see if I got enough fingers for this, guys. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on X. You can find us on Rumble. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Facebook. There's every major social media outlet you can find us if you just Google our name. We are out there, guys. We are out there, and we're not going anywhere.
No.
So
Awesome.
And
anytime
you
you
can
want to
find me on
hear,
Paranormal Japan. That's
yeah,
my group. Um, yeah, I own the thing, and I'm always there. Um, you can always get a hold of Terry, and then he'll get a hold of me. It's like, yeah, we're always around,
yeah,
and I like to bug the heck out of him.
we're always. Hey, I'm always in the shadows. So y'all if you need me, I will pop out no matter where you at.
I
I'm there.
know I know me and Gwen was on your show at one time and we both enjoyed being on there very much. And like I said, I appreciate you guys coming on my show.
Yeah,
That is no problem at
thank you
all.
for inviting us on your show.
No problem.
And
But I got one request.
What you
I met
got?
a gentleman Friday night. I think, Sean, you really need to, and it's gonna take more than an hour for
Okay.
you to conversate. So you just can't come on for an hour, because this guy has so much information
yeah,
uh, about things in the world and things that's going on. His name is Robert Standing Eagle Jones. Get
mm,
that guy on your podcast. I'm telling
yeah,
you, you will not be disappointed.
Okay. I will definitely check that out for sure. I'm going to drop you guys backstage. And like I said, thanks for stopping in. And I'm going to close out the show here real quick.
All
okay.
right.
All righty.
Popcorn, Jodi.
Well, that was Terry and Irene from NSPSTV Paranormal. Definitely go check them out. there's one thing I'd like to do before the show goes off the air real quick. I am going to do this. We have a new theme song, and I'm going to play it here right now. We actually had it on the opening. Let me know what you guys think. Send me some comments. Here it goes. I definitely like to thank Joshua Robert Moore for creating that, and Earthcore Audio. Thanks again. I really appreciate the new soundtrack for the intro, and definitely go check out Joshua Robert Moore as well. Have a great night, everybody. The next guest for next week will be announced sometime this week. Everybody have a great rest of your night and stay safe the rest of the week. I'm out of here.